An idea is more powerful than an army, says a time-tested adage. The Ramakrishna movement is living proof of this in today's world. The strength of the Ramakrishna movement lies not in money, not in men, nor in organization, but in the ideas it represents and tries to live up to. For the first time in the history of humanity, a prophet by the name Sri Ramakrishna followed the spiritual paths of different religions and attained spiritual experiences unequaled by any other religious genius. He preached the harmony of religions and service to God in man. Sri Sharada Devi, the Holy Mother, his wife and disciple, earned the status of being the manifestation of the motherhood of God. As a youth, the bright and promising Narendranath Dutta, later known as Swami Vivekananda, renounced everything to become a disciple of Ramakrishna and to spread his message. After his resounding success at the World Parliament of Religions at Chicago in 1893, he returned to India to found in Calcutta the organization known as the Ramakrishna Mission. On 1st May 1897, the mission was inaugurated at Belur Bose's house at 7 Girish Avenue in Bagh Bazaar. It was subsequently moved to 2 other places and was finally established at the present site in Belur in December 1890. "100 years have passed since then. The All India Youth Convention, held on the 3rd and 4th February 1998, was a part of the concluding phase of the year-long centennial celebrations, which had begun with a ceremonial worship and meeting of monks and devotees at Balaram Mandir in the morning of 1st May 1997, followed by the formal inauguration of celebrations by the Vice President of India, Sri K.R. Narayanan, in a public meeting held at Nazrul Manch the same afternoon. The venue of the youth convention was Belur Math, a sprawling campus on the west bank of the Hooghly, which has today become a place of pilgrimage for people from all over the world. Pouring in well before 9 on the morning of 3rd February 1998. This was the first day, and as youth delegates arrived from the campus began to bustle with activity. Many were in for a new experience. Special transport arrangements had been made by both the organizers and the state government. Everyone was guided very politely by those at the reception and enquiry counters. And as they entered the spacious pandal, the portrait of Sri Ramakrishna mesmerized them. On the right of it was an equally impressive portrait of Swami Vivekananda, and on the left, that of the Holy Mother, Sri Sharada Devi. The inaugural ceremony of the All India Youth Convention began with the soulful Vedic chanting by the students of Veda Vidyalaya of Belur Math. Seated inside the pandal were at least 10,000 other youth delegates from different parts of this country. The welcome address by Swami Smaranananda traced the history of the mission and outlined the objective of this convention, What started in May 1897 as an order with a dozen monks has today around 1,000 monks and 135 centered scattered over the world. Their aim is to inspire the youth to study the teachings of Vivekananda and to implement them in their lives to make the world a better place to live in by realizing the truth.
In that manner, perhaps we would have been much better off today.
The revered Swami Bhuteshanandaji Maharaj, president of the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, gave the benediction. His words touch all those present. He knew that most of the students had their annual examinations just around the corner, and that they had taken valuable time out to be present at the convention. And so he began by thanking the assembled youth for taking this trouble. He exhorted everyone to have faith in themselves, in their traditions, and in their culture, and urged them to strive towards selflessness and spiritual self-development. He appealed to the youth to be true to their roots through the turmoil of cross-cultural influences, and stated that if they were firm, a much-needed revolution in the social and political matrix of our country was bound to take place.
The shower all is my prayer to him. I wish this convention all success. Thank you.
Revered Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, one of the vice presidents of Ramakrishna Math and Mission, formally inaugurated the youth speech. In his gentle yet convincing style, he addressed the youth as his friends and told them about the relevance of Vedanta in everyday life. He pointed out that though Vedanta has been with the Indian people for more than 4,000 years, we have failed to practice this in our daily lives. Vedanta stresses the divinity of man, and if this be forgotten, a human being is not worth the name. At the threshold of the 21st century, it was time to reread them to ascertain one's direction in life. He reminded everyone that each one had a potentially divine soul, and that with proper guidance and perseverance, everyone could achieve great heights in life. The speech kept the youth spellbound.
Our young people will discuss these matters, and through this, a new power will be generated to awaken our nation so that they can march steadily towards our goal.
In Vice President Swami Gahananandaji's absence, his message was read out by Swami Shuhitananda, one of the assistant secretaries of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission. Sri Muchkund Dubey, professor at Jawaharlal Nehru University and president of the Council of Social Development, New Delhi, delivered the keynote address. He stressed the importance of religion and equality in our lives.
Derived from the imperative of the condition, but at the bottom, they are derived from the spirituality.
Swami Ramananda of the Sharada Peeth Belur proposed the vote of thanks, and with this, the first session of the youth convention came to a close. The young men and women drifted out into the sunshine to the lush green lawns where tea was being served. As they sipped the hot tea and munched their biscuits, one could look at them and feel convinced how true Swami Vivekananda was when he said that one may gain political and social independence, but if one is a slave to one's passions and desires, one cannot feel the pure joy of real freedom. The theme of this session was Swami Vivekananda's return from the West. The first speaker, Swami Tyagananda, a former editor of Vedanta Keshari delivered the keynote address. He talked about Vivekananda's role as a spiritual ambassador to the West. He explained how Vivekananda believed that humanity can progress only as a whole, as a unity of varieties, where new vistas in science and religion, reason and faith, poetry and philosophy open up parallel to each other.
His priorities changed.
Swami Tyagananda's address was followed by a panel of speakers. Miss Shucheta Sharma from New Delhi gave a fiery speech on how Vivekananda had taught the young to feel, to be considerate towards others. Kumari Nivedita from Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari, told the listeners how Vivekananda's teachings had ushered in a new era in the arts and in the cultural sphere in India.
From Indian spirituality.
कि देश का यदि हित नहीं, विद्या पढ़ाई किस लिए, जो दुख न दीनों का मिटा दौलत कमाई किस लिए. ये मुझे इस बात
Sri K.K. Chopra, a management consultant from New Delhi, talked about Tyaga and Seva as applicable in the lives of the young.
जैसे आज से 70 वर्ष पहले देश के नौजवान तैयार हुए थे देश को आजाद करवाने के लिए.
Chairman of this session, Professor B. Sheikh Ali, former Vice-Chancellor of Mangalore and Goa universities, formally concluded the second session with a brief but lyrical speech on how Vivekananda had revived the concept of God in our lives. His voice choked with emotion as he elaborated how Western thinkers like Einstein, Darwin, Freud and Marx had banished God from human life, and how Vivekananda equated God with truth, knowledge, and every living organism in this world. All the wide-eyed and hungry delegates now trooped out for lunch. Sumptuous lunch packets had been arranged, and all present queued up for their lunch packs.
কাউন্টার করা হয়েছে সেই কাউন্টারটি ফাঁকা আছে 5 নম্বর কাউন্টার মন্দিরের পাশে পশ্চিম দিকে আপনারা যারা লম্বা লাইনে অপেক্ষা করছেন তারা 5 নম্বর কাউন্টারে চলে আসুন
A very colorful tribal dance performed by students of the Ramakrishna Mission Ashrama, Narayanpur, provided an after-lunch diversion. Boys of the Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya, Coimbatore, put up a play which enthralled the audience. The young delegates found this session quite relaxing and entertaining. The afternoon session was a panel discussion on the youth at crossroads, how Swami Vivekananda can help them.
Important things which the youth always face.
The audience was particularly interested in this session as they knew there would be a lot of students speaking.
So I now request
Dr. Shubhi Chaudhary, former director of Indian Institute of Management, Joka, chaired the session. While Swami Atma Priyananda, the principal of Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandir, Belur, acted as the moderator. Dr. Chaudhary updating the welfare status of India after winning independence. It was a fit opening, challenging the youthful speakers to contribute their view a better place to live in. The moderator requested all the speakers to be very brief and remarked that Swami Vivekananda conveyed his message to the world in a 1.5-minute oration in Chicago. He then invited V. Gautam from Bangalore to speak. The young delegate stated that young men and women should shape their lives by learning from Vivekananda's dictates on morality. Swarna Bindu Banerjee followed with a moving appeal for the need to strive for the ideal of perfection, interspersing his message with anecdotes from Vivekananda's life.
রোল মডেল একটু বিবেকানন্দকে পড়তে গিয়ে মানে ক্রস রোডসে এসে তো রোল মডেল কে কাকে করব, বিবেকানন্দকে করব কি কাকে করব, সেই নিয়ে আমাদের এত প্রশ্ন। ক্রস রোডসটা কি এটা তো আমাদের জানতে হবে।
Miss Preeti Verma from Mumbai spoke on the problem of choice before the youth today, faced as they are with the ever-increasing competition, pace of life, and the psychedelic complexities of today's society that have led them to confusion. Her oration rang very true for those present, and they realized that they should learn how to be patient and have faith in themselves. Neha Desai from Rajkot illustrated the immense energy the youth possesses and added humor to the session by indicating it in all those who had taken the trouble to be present for the convention. She ended by explaining that competition and imitation were eating into the capabilities of the youth. Energy should be directed towards achieving our goals through hard work and perseverance as exemplified by Swamiji. Madhumita Ghosh was the last panelist to speak, and in a clear and expressive style, she stressed the importance of love as the source of strength. She ended by citing Vivekananda's views on women. Swami Atma Priyananda kept this session lively by giving summaries of all the speeches, adding more illustrations and anecdotes to the views.
But the method which Saraswati adopted was very simple. That great lion come prostrate before the Holy Mother, full length, lie down, and then with trepidation he used to walk back. That was the supreme Mother's power. So and therefore I'm